The district recently received the first status report on teacher evaluations. The report showed that almost 90% of our teachers in Duval County are either effective or highly effective. Can you tell me what your overall thoughts are on this data?
Well, obviously, I think that the majority of our teachers are highly effective or effective. Just knowing the work that they do every day, the effort that they bring to the classroom, and the commitment they have to children. But overall, I think that we have to be skeptical about any data that comes out of the value-added model. I do believe that adding student achievement to evaluations is important, but at the same time, we have to do a much better job at looking at the data, refining our assessments, until we get to the point of making concrete decisions based on data linked to the value-added model.
You mentioned being skeptical of the data. Several concerns have been raised about the validity of these evaluations. Can you share those concerns, be a little bit more elaborate with those concerns?
Well, first of all, this is just year one. So it's year one of using this new evaluation altogether. And anytime you're talking about 1 year of data, you have to be skeptical, because the importance of data and the proper use of data is seeing it over time and seeing its evolution and seeing trends. And obviously, with only 1 year of implementation, it hasn't been tested yet. So regarding the value-added model vis-a-vis FCAT areas, that is a more uniform, consistent way of measurement. But still, we need more time to tweak the calculus that goes into developing what the actual number is generated with the value-added model. And then obviously in subject areas, grade levels not determined by the statewide value-added model, there's a high degree of skepticism that the assessments are accurate. And as a district, we have to own the process of revamping those assessments so that we have a clear pre- and post-test that is developed by teachers, understood by teachers, and accepted by teachers, so that when that data comes out at the end of the year, they know that it's a true reflection of what they did in the classroom. We're not there yet, and that's the next step regarding improving the evaluation tool.
There's been a lot of conversation about professional development, both for teachers and principals in terms of observation. Can you talk a little bit about your thoughts on professional development in both of those areas?
Well, and that's exactly the benefit of having this data now, is to make sure that we begin to calibrate what a principal is defining as effectiveness and what data is defining as effectiveness once those evaluation tools are refined and are appropriate. But the training has to focus on what is good teaching and learning. And that starts with both teachers and principals, where the new way of work regarding training will involve both principals and teachers sitting together in the conversation and in development of training that focuses on good teaching and learning. And what good teaching and learning is the deep teaching of the standard in a very explicit but also a differentiated way based on assessment data that's used throughout the course of the year. And that good teaching and learning is not teaching to a test. It's high-level questioning, it's high level of engagement, it's development of critical thinking skills through discussion and writing.
I've heard you mention, we're on the right path in terms of this evaluation model. Can you expand a little bit about on your thoughts on that?
Well, I think most people would agree, most educators and even non-educators in the community would agree that the evaluation tool for not only teachers but administrators has to include student achievement. At the end of the day, that's what we're all driven by, is ensuring that our students learn at a higher level. So the inclusion of student achievement in the evaluation tool for teachers and also administrators is the right direction. We're in the right direction. But what I would emphasize is the need to slow the pace. So this, in terms of the evaluation process, instead of looking at this as a sprint, we have to look at this as a marathon. And that this cannot be done overnight. It cannot be done in a short amount of time. Again, moving in the right direction, but to get to our destination, let's use a marathon approach and not a sprint, so that we're constantly checking back and revising, tweaking our evaluation tools, reviewing our data, seeing what trends exist, so that we can create a more perfect system. And right now, I would define this current system as truly imperfect, but with the potential of becoming perfect through time, analysis, and collaboration.
So you mentioned that this is a marathon, not a sprint. So what is the next steps? What are the next steps for our teachers? What are the next steps? What do we hope to see next?
Next steps is continue to engage Tallahassee in recognizing that although we believe that student achievement needs to be included in evaluations, the pace is too fast right now. And that we shouldn't be making decisions regarding necessarily effectiveness at a teacher level, at a principal level, at a school level, at a district level, and comparing all of those different entities based on this data. Secondly, as a district, we need to take ownership of revising our evaluation tool for the non-FCAT areas so that we have true buy-in from our teachers and we have a legitimate pre- and post-test that defines what students should be learning and how well teachers did that. We're not there yet, and that has to be redone. And thirdly, I think that we have to do a better job of educating the public on the benefits of this new evaluation system, but also the pitfalls and the flaws of it so that conclusions aren't made that are faulty.
Great. I appreciate your time. Thanks for helping explain the process.
Thank you.